on ESPN Plus. And here we have President Peñalver, who we're very excited to have, Seattle U's president, doing a quick interview with us, telling us about Seattle U's entry into the West Coast Conference. So, first home game for the Redhawks in the West Coast Conference. What does this mean for Seattle U and for the community?
Well, it's so exciting to be back in the West Coast Conference and have the West Coast Conference back here in Seattle. It's really, the culmination of our decision to come back into Division I. My predecessor brought us back into Division I. Everyone expected us to rejoin the West Coast Conference. It took a little bit more time than we had anticipated, but I think this really fulfills that promise, and we couldn't be more excited. You can see the big Pepperdine contingent here,
Yes.
to be playing schools that have our values, that share our mission, share our academic values, and share our geography.
Yes.
I think it's really important.
Sharing geography, as a former student athlete, I can tell you that's a lovely thing, traveling, one day instead of having a 2-day travel
Absolutely.
schedule. So, we got to talk about it. Lots of change in college athletics. You have the House settlement, you have NIL, changing conferences, conference realignment. So how are you aiming best to support, the Redhawks and the Seattle U community during this time?
It's a really unstable time in collegiate athletics. I think the most important thing in moments like this is to just be true to your values. And so we want to make sure that we're caring for our student athletes as whole persons, that we're living out our Jesuit mission, and that we're doing everything we can to be competitive in our new conference. So we're kind of juggling all those things. We're at the same time, we're watching what's happening in Congress and hoping that the Scores Act gets passed that creates a more level playing field and more predictable environment for our teams and our student athletes.
Yeah, and you spoke to the Jesuit values, and it's a big part of the Seattle U experience for student athletes here. So how is the university attempting to support student athletes in their personal development as they're dealing with this kind of unstable time in college athletics?
Well, I think one big step is coming back into this conference, reducing the travel time, being among like-minded schools so that the conference rules reflect our values, and I think that's the case in the West Coast Conference. Then all the things that we do on campus, the Red Hawk experience and the academic support our students get. Our student athletes have a higher GPA than the general student body, and I think that just says a lot about who they are and the support they're getting from our athletic program.
Yeah, it's an incredible statement for how much work the athletes put in, and obviously it's an incredible institution academically, so that really does say a lot about both. So, what would you like to see as an alumni here watching the game tonight? What do you hope to see from your community and alumni and fans to also add some support to the student athletes?
Well, in this moment, alumni support is so essential to every athletic program. We need people to come out and support our teams, our student athletes. We need, obviously, our alumni to come together and support our program financially. The NIL environment is really being kind of held up right now by the alumni communities of all the schools that we're competing with, and so we need our alumni to really step up at this moment and support success at Seattle University as well.
Yeah, and I've been told that you're hosting some events along the road as Seattle U takes some games on the road this year. So what are you hoping to get from those gatherings?
Well, again, just one of the benefits of being back in this conference is having conference play in cities where we have alumni. And so this is a chance for us to reconnect with our alumni in Portland and LA and the Bay Area. So we're going to be on the road. I'm going to be at every away men's basketball game this year. And
wow, that's incredible.
Not the ones who are leaving, so not Pullman or Oregon State, but we'll be on the road and reconnecting with those alumni communities and trying to get them to come out and support our teams as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, President Peñalver, I think you're doing an incredible job for the student athletes here. As you said, there's a lot of instability right now and what to expect, who you're playing, where you're playing. Yep. And now that we're in the WCC and you're at the helm, it seems like some things are on a smooth path maybe for the student athletes for a little bit.
We hope.
So thank you for your time tonight. It's so exciting to get to see you and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks for having me on, and go Redhawks.
Go Redhawks.